This is one of the worms that Bryan Kerchal used to win the Bassmaster Classic. Hey, how about y'all? Chris here with Mr. Bass Outdoors, and you got us in our tackle shed out back of the house, and got something real special and real cool to show y'all today. This is a package right here, and I don't know if you can see. Release one for Bryan, World Champ 94. You know anything about pro bass fishing, you might have an idea of what that is. But y'all, this is a package from Bryan Kerchal's family, from his parents. I reached out to his dad, ended up finding his contact information, and reaching out to him and speaking with him on the phone for quite a good bit of time, and just talking about some neat stuff about Bryan, and you know, just sharing cool things. And you know, he offered to donate some memorabilia to us, some stuff to pass out, and some stuff just to keep and to cherish and show for y'all. So for y'all that don't know, Bryan Kerchal was the only amateur to ever win the Bassmasters Classic. He was the 1994 Classic champion, and it's really a phenomenal story because in 1993, so the year before, he won the Federation Championship, which automatically gave him a ticket to the Classic. He went to the Classic in 1993 and came in last. Just to take the sting off the wound a little bit, Rick Clunn came in next to last, right above him, but it was, Mr. Ray was telling me it was pretty devastating to him. But man, that's what makes the story even cooler is the very next year, he went out and did it again. So, y'all, I don't think you understand what kind of feat that is. To win a Federation Championship, get a ticket to the Classic, have all that slip away, and then to do it again the next year is phenomenal. So, 1994 rolled around, he won the BASS Federation Championship again, got his ticket to the Bassmasters Classic, and he ended up winning the 1994 Bassmasters Classic. I'm not going to sit here and go into every little detail about the story. I'll put a link in the description. BASS does have they call it the Bassmasters Yearbook, and they do have a video talking all about the 1994 Bassmasters Classic. Again, it's in the description. Definitely check it out because it's probably one of the most memorable classics, in my opinion, that there's ever been, because an amateur won. A guy that wasn't sponsored by really anybody and just kind of an amateur guy worked his way to the top and did it. And the best thing was he made a lot of pros mad. And for a long time, they didn't want to put him in the Hall of Fame because he wasn't a pro. Y'all got to let that go. The man was awesome. And the tragedy to it is 5 months after winning the Classic, he passed away in a tragic plane crash. He was doing some sponsor events and was traveling. Just got done fishing in Mexico for Wrangler, I believe it was, and he ended up traveling maybe back to North Carolina, somewhere North Carolina, I believe, and got involved in a plane accident there. So very tragic. He would have probably been another Rick Clunn or Kevin Van Dam, you know, a huge name in the sport, but unfortunately God had other plans for him. So after he passed away, Ray and Miss Ronnie, they made the Bryan Kerchal Foundation, and Bryan loved kids, and so a lot of their efforts were spent on keeping kids fishing and stuff along those lines. And a few years ago, it was shut down. So, you know, I reached out to Ray and asked if there was anything he'd be willing to donate. You know, since I do see a lot of high school kids, and you know, Georgia just made high school fishing an official sport for high schoolers. So that's real big. So we get a lot of guys that come down here and want to learn the lake and fish the tournaments, and it'd be really neat to show off some of the, especially the fish whistles. That was one of the trademark things that he did. He had a little plastic whistle that a buddy of his gave him for good luck, and he would blow that whistle every time he caught a fish. So it'd be cool to be able to give out some of the whistles and keep his memory alive. And so anyway, I'm gonna sit here and open this up. Stop rambling. We got to get on the lake. But I just want to give you a little backstory before we open this up, and we'll see what goodies Mr. Ray sent us. But let's see what happens. Let's see what's in here. It's like a Pandora's mystery box. All right, let's see what's in here. Oh, I can't wait to see what's in here. Package very nice. Compliments Mr. Ray. I don't even want to open it all at once. I just want to take little pieces at a time and see. Okay, so the first thing we got. So these are the memorial pins. The Bryan Kerchal Memorial Fund pin. It says Bryan Kerchal Memorial Fund 1971, 1994. These are, I've never seen these on eBay. I'm a pretty big Bryan Kerchal fan, so I always check on eBay to see if there's anything that I don't have besides the typical trading cards and fish whistles, and I've never seen these, so that's a pretty good bit of those. That's excellent right there. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, wow. Look at that. So that's a plaque, Bryan Kerchal. And there's the fish whistle right there. Wow, that's really cool. I'm gonna hang that up in my office. Thank you, Mr. Ray. Alright, let's see what else we got. Oh, wow. Some nice wooden boxes here. Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh, wow, that's cool. It says Bryan Kerchal Memorial Fund. That is really cool. The back says 1994 Bassmaster Classic Champion. That's going in the office too. That's like a paperweight or display. That's really cool there. Let's put that back in its... Just has some cleaning instructions on it. Wow, that's really neat there. Got another box. I'm assuming this is the same thing, but it's never safe to assume. Yep, that's the same. Thank you, Mr. Ray. Alright, we got an envelope that says open. Oh, wow. No way. Y'all. We're going to get to this here in a second. Oh, wow, Mr. Ray. Oh, wow, this is crazy. Okay. So, here's a picture of Bryan. I believe, now I could be wrong, but I believe this was when he was in Mexico, but I'm probably wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. Let's see what it says. Original photo used for the Bass Fishing Techniques 95 course flyers. That's really cool there. I'm going to frame that, hang that up. Got a patch here. 1994 Bassmasters Classic Champion. Honorary team member. That's really neat right there too. So for a while I've been thinking about, I'm really old school. I like old school baits and old school stuff, and I really thought about making a jersey with old school patches, and that might be one I incorporate on my fishing jersey. Even if I don't do patches, I might put that on there just to keep the name alive. But that's really cool there. I've never seen one of those either. We got the Wrangler Angler cards. Now, Mr. Ray had told me these were issued by Wrangler after he won the Federation. And what's even more awesome about his story, y'all, I don't know if you can see the occupation right there, but it says restaurant line cook. So I believe he was 24, something like that. And he was a fry cook. I mean, I hate to say it like that. Ray Scott was giving him hell the whole time during the Classic, calling him a burger flipper and stuff. And you can tell it kind of got to him a little bit, but you know, that's what he did. He was a fry cook. He was a line cook and made hamburgers and turned into a pro angler. But these were issued by Wrangler. Apparently, these are extremely rare also. When he won his first Federation championship, Wrangler issued these. I believe Wrangler is one of his first sponsors. So these are really, really cool, really rare. It's just interesting to see how far bass fishing's come. You know, Wrangler doesn't sponsor bass fishing anymore. And, you know, I mean, back then, you know, he's got Wrangler hat and Wrangler angler, and I mean, a lot of the stuff that he's got is Wrangler. I mean, you see he's got a Wrangler hat on in that picture. So it's just interesting to see how the sponsorships have evolved over the years. This is a, oh, sorry about that, guys. This is just like the patch, except a sticker. This is really cool. Might have to put this on the boat and sacrifice one of these. He gave me two more, so 3 total looks like. So I might have to put one on the boat because that's really cool. Thank you, Mr. Ray. This means a lot, guys. This is his son's stuff. It really means a lot that he was willing to let go of some of this stuff and let somebody have it. So here's the Bass Fishing Techniques 95. This is apparently, according to Mr. Ray, he was supposed to be doing a lot of seminars and stuff after he won the Classic. And this was one of the seminars. See, there's his name right there. Only amateur to ever win the Classic, 2-time Wrangler BASS national champion. As you see, all these other pros right here, they don't have that. They were not an amateur to win the Classic, which is just, I can't get over how awesome that is. But anyway, apparently what happened was he passed away before this came out. And you see some of the instructional staff here. This is really cool. We got Bill Dance, Woo Daves, Rick Clunn, Denny Bauer, Tony Bean, Davey Height. That's really cool there. It's really cool. Gary Klein, Charlie Ingram, Jimmy Houston. I guarantee you Jimmy Houston talked about throwing a spinnerbait. But yeah, according to Mr. Ray, he didn't get to go to this because he passed away. And but this flyer, that's the picture used for the flyer. So that's really cool there. This is the original. Yeah, that's the original photograph used for this. And this is probably the coolest thing about this whole package to me. When I was talking with Mr. Ray, he told me a story about after Bryan won the Classic, he was tasked with cleaning out the boat. His dad was, Mr. Ray was. Back then, y'all, everybody run the same boat. BASS provided the same boat for everybody to run, so it was a level playing field. So after the tournament was done, of course, you had to clean the boat out and turn it back in. And after winning the Classic, he was caught up with all that. So Mr. Ray went out there and cleaned up the boat, and he actually told me that he had a couple of worms that were used that day, the final day, and I just kind of started shaking. I was like, oh wow, you know, if there's any way that you'd let one of those worms go, that would be fantastic. And this is it right here. This is one of the worms that Bryan Kerchal used to win the Bassmaster Classic. And it has been used. There has been a hook put through this. There's a hook coming out, hook mark out the top. This bait has been used, has caught fish. But the story about these worms, what makes this so special is, you know, I told y'all that the year before he went to the Classic and he came dead last. Well, when he was practicing, he was not doing very well. He wasn't catching a lot of fish, and I think the story goes he just stopped and ate a sandwich. He took a break, or took a nap. That's what it was. So I'm sorry, he took a nap. Decided to take a little quick cat nap in the boat, and when he woke up, he saw one of these worms floating by the boat, and picked it up, started fishing with it, and he caught fish with it. So that unlocked the ticket for him, and he went and, you know, bought a bunch of these worms, and he ended up winning the Classic. But that's one of the worms that he used right there. So let's see what Mr. Ray wrote about this worm. On July 30th, 1994, Bryan Kerchal won the Bassmaster Classic using culprit red shad worms. That night, he asked me to collect his rods and personal items from his boat. I found the enclosed used culprit red shad worm, one of several, on the deck of his boat. Ray Kerchal, March 3rd, 2021. So this is one of the original culprit red shad worms, and that's the coolest piece of fishing history I have. That's really awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Ray. I know that was hard to let go, but we're going to take care of it and show it to everybody. But yeah, that's the worm right there that won the 1994 Bassmaster Classic. And the only other people to touch it since then was Bryan Kerchal and his father. So that's unbelievable. Thank you, Mr. Ray, so much. Alright, let's see what else we got. This is a lot of stuff. This is way more than I anticipated. Oh, wow, look at this. So this is a poster for the fishing technique seminar that he was going to put on. That's really cool. We're going to frame that also. Keep that preserved. And then the rest of these are the fish whistles. So I asked for, he said they come in 12 to a box, so I asked for 4 boxes, and I'm going to pass these out to my customers. They're not going to be for sale, but anybody that goes fishing with me will be able to get a box of fish whistles. And they each come with a trading card as well. Each one of them's different. But that's what he blew right there, was that fish whistle. Every time he caught a fish, he blew that whistle. So, guys, I appreciate y'all watching this. Just wanted to share, you know, some rare fishing history that doesn't get to be seen. And I'm a big collector of a lot of things, not just fishing stuff. And I like really rare stuff that it's an interesting conversation point. And this stuff right here, you just can't help but have a conversation about it. So, giant thank you again to Mr. Ray and his family. Y'all check out Bryan Kerchal. Do a little research on him, and you know, check it out. It's a really great story. It's a sad story because he's no longer with us, but he did what we all want to do. And so he'll always have my respect, even though I don't know him. Never met him, I was too young, just a boy. But he'll always have, you know, our respect because of what he did. So, just trying to help keep his memory alive. I think that's the least we can do, is just talk about people like this that, you know, made an impact on our sport. But if you guys would do me a huge favor, mash the like button, mash the bell button, and hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more bass fishing videos and cool stuff like this.